Team Bold, I want us to look at the video of Ferdinand Waititu, the former Kiambu governor, entering the Bomas of Kenya. Because at the end of this podcast, we will find out, or rather we will look at how Kenya Kwanza scripted Waititu appearance in Bomas.
Kenya National Commission on Human Rights.
But while they come, we had Governor Waititu, and you are not on the list.
Just so come forward and wave Governor Waititu.
We are trying to figure out how to handle you, because you've just come without notice. People are coming by invitation. Maybe we give you 5 minutes, Governor Waititu, because you're a respected member of society. We give you exactly 5 minutes, Governor Waititu, before the human rights takes over.
And proceed?
Proceed, the
Okay,
Governor
thanks a
Waititu.
lot. I know all of you know me. I'm Waititu.
Now, I want you to pay attention to what happened here. Is there was a presentation with the human rights group. And immediately they finished, Waititu came in. Now make this observation. As he was coming, Cecil Mbarire, who was co-chair with Opio Wandai, was telling, ushering him and saying, of course, Opio Wandai say, wacha wave aende, but Mbarire insisted that let him be given some 5 minutes. And then he was given the 5 minutes. So honestly, and I'm going to tell you his issue. You can see Waititu was not just there by an accident. Someone knew that Waititu was going there. I just want to ask, how many people are in Bomas of Kenya uninvited and you cannot get into the room? There is the security protocol from the gate to the room is very tight. It's a place that you don't just get in at your wish. And there are many people that are in that room who are in that room and they were not presenting. Even they were part of a delegation, but they were not presenting. If you look at any other person who is there, there was a special accreditation. I've tried to ask a journalist, some journalist who is there, the accreditation. I was like, can I even also go? Tell me, the accreditation for all that are making submissions are there. And so, I will show you what Waititu presented and what exactly is the script under the table. But before that, we are in 2 days to the end, a day to the end, 2 days to the end of our October project. We are taking Edwin to school on Friday. Edwin Muiti Mwendwa. The boy got C+, was supposed to join Kirinyaga University to pursue a degree course in electrical engineering and computing, but there was financial constraints. So the family reached out and they said, as Team Bold, this is what we can do in our charity for October, and that's why we are running 100 bob challenge towards the same. I promised this boy that we will take him to school on Friday, and I believe that is going to be achieved. We had a target of under 100,000, and so far I just need to get this here. Where is the M-Pesa? Yes, we've done 56,000. Yes, 56,000 so far, and I believe that by Friday, and thank you for those who are still pledging, those telling me Kevin I will before Friday. I'm just so grateful. I know I cannot mention anyone, but I'm just so grateful. This will be our October gift to this boy. Now, according to journalists who are there, Waititu was in Bomas even yesterday when the governors were making their submission, and it is believed he wanted to go with the governors, but of course, governors were led by Anne Waiguru, and he could not make a way. Then today, he did not just go to Bomas in Promptu, he was in the Bomas compound, since morning. It is not a coincidence that Waititu in the Bomas was in Bomas the same day when others were making projections. And I want you to listen to his issue.
When I went into the bad books of the regime that was there, they drafted and planned and on how to get me out of office. And that will happen to so many other governors in future.
I think there's a proposal, Governor Waititu.
My proposal is...
No. I'm just suggesting to you, the yes. Council of Governors was before us.
Yes.
And they addressed the same issue. What they are proposing
yes.
is that we tighten the nuts on the impeachment process, but also make it 2 years, was it? What were they suggesting? We push on the governors for 2 years, at least for them from the government to perform. What would you say?
My issue is different. What my suggestion was, because the drafters of the constitution, the initial idea of impeachment was not meant to be political. It was meant to check the excesses of the governors. My suggestion is, because impeachments will continue, I'm not opposed to impeachments, but since the governor will have fallen off with the regime or the support of the politicians, it should be only for that period that governor was elected. It should not be forever. Because you are punished by one regime, because you have fallen off with them, and they are, as it is now, as per chapter 6, you are supposed to suffer politically throughout your life.
Clearly, very predictable. He went there to ask the team sitting in Bomas to spin with the law, so that even if a governor falls out with the regime, he is not going to be barred from contesting for office for all that 10 years. Remember, Waititu, according to the law, if you are impeached, you can only come back to seek an elective office after 10 years. So Waititu was impeached in 2020. That means he will only come back in 2030. So the closest he can vie is 2032. So that's why he is seeking, moving in these corridors, asking the committee to consider that legislation. And from what I can make, there is a high possibility that Waititu might have tried to sneak, to ask the governors' caucus to sneak this clause. Remember, even the governors now are talking about impeachment, are facing impeachment. And if you want to know that nothing happened there out of just coincidence, even Cecil Mbarire was acknowledging what he said. And of course, he said about let us be allowed even to vie. So he was trying to bring that. So I see a possibility that he might have even tried for this to be, because the same day he's being sneaked to that to the hall, is the same day that EACC was appearing before the committee, and the EACC were insisting on anyone impeached should not be allowed near office, tightening the law. UDA appeared before the committee, and they didn't mention anything to do with corruption, and Azimio are also in the same place. So it's a high likelihood. By today, all this EACC, UDA, Azimio, all made their submissions. So, and the news was somewhere the very day. There is a high possibility that he might have tried other corridors, but it didn't work. Or rather, intentionally, it was designed to be the way it is. Waititu seems to have been locked out of State House, and immediately, Ruto appointed him to be a member of Nairobi River Commission, and LSK went to court, and the court stood with the supported what LSK petitioned, and he could not take up that position. So immediately he lost, the ghosts continued coming back, resurrected, because there was also another attempt to stop prosecution, to stop the case, the corruption case that was facing. the 558 million case that was facing. There was an attempt, but that also did not see the light of the day. Now, Ruto dilemma has been, should he influence a law to be spinned to save Waititu for politics? Or because Waititu is his friends, because he's trying to manage his friends. But the dilemma here is that will also be seen by other political stakeholders as anticlimax on the war against corruption. So I want to tell you, however, what happened in Bomas, from where I am seated, I don't think it was impromptu. I don't think Waititu just stormed that place unknowingly. Many people are there. Waititu is not an elected member of parliament. Waititu is just a former governor who was impeached. So, and everyone was writing informal letters and was invited formally to come and present. So, why do you think he didn't write? Do you think he didn't write? Of course, he was not invited, but did he write a letter? Maybe no. So, it is very clear that this was a strategy by Kenya Kwanza, a section of Kenya Kwanza. I may want to look at it this way. Desperate quarters, or rather the deep state, quarters of deep state, would want to use, would want to replant Waititu in Kiambu politics. Remember, as we speak, William Ruto is falling out with Wamatangi because of the approvals to pave way for the construction of some affordable housing units in Kiambu. And Ruto went to Kiambu recently, asked Wamatangi, giving Wamatangi ultimatum to make sure that by December all the approvals shall have been done. It's very clear that Wamatangi is falling out with UDA. So what are the other options? The other option here is Moses Kuria is available, seeking that position, vying for that position. And then there is Kabogo, and then there is Waititu. A high likelihood that maybe they will want to reintroduce Waititu into Kiambu politics. And then you then want to ask yourself, you may want to know who will be interested in that. That brings me to my second observation, that Rigathi Gachagua could be working behind the scene to consolidate the support base. Let me tell you, when we talked about the Friday meeting, Thika meeting, there were two caucuses. There was Kiambu caucus and the other caucus that met in Thika. And I have another bombshell around it. I will give you. That one we will do tomorrow on Wednesday. So, if he's reintroduced there, maybe it's for the optics. It could be possible that maybe it's Rigathi camp, or it's even William Ruto. Yes. In a way to consolidate the Kiambu vote. Now, I see, and this is my punchline, Waititu is a political tool that is being used to profile Uhuru tenure as the regime that weaponized impeachment against governors that did go well with this regime. That's it. And that is what Nani said. That is what Waititu said. There will be efforts to sneak in, like he has made that. So there will be efforts to sneak in such a constitutional amendment, and it will be attached to the governor's position. The governors also said, you know what? The governors are asking they should be given 2 years immunity from prosecution, because impeachment, which is a tool, impeachment has been used as a tool to settle political scores. And there are MCAs or forces within the county that is then collecting evidence to impeach a governor, and not as part of their oversight. So it is very clear that even to flare to bring, rather to stir political emotions, Waititu issue is coming in the picture. But I need to be honest. I need to look at it this way. And this one you can't wish away. He also looks a lone ranger. And you see, when he was talking there, the Azimio guys were looking at him. It was like, what exactly is happening here? You know, he looks like he's desperate. He's tried to knock. That's also a possibility. That he's tried to knock all those doors and there seems to be nothing going on. The corruption case is still up. And he's been impeached. He cannot seek an office. Waititu is just walking mad. By the way, I'm telling you, he looks depressed. You know, there was even a story recently that I think that he even collapsed home. I think there was such a story. But it was tied to the very day he collapsed is the very day that report emerged. I want to say that report, because I don't have evidence that happened, is the day that was supposed to appear in court. Ladies and gentlemen, what I would want to get from you is, do you see a possibility that he stormed that place? Because without a network inside that bipartisan talks, you will not sweat to even penetrate and get there if you know that you're not going to get any assistance. That to me is a script that is written, and we will wait and see how it will play out. Thank you.